Hey beauties, it's your beautiful big girl Brittany, and welcome to my channel, Beautiful Brittany. So I wanted to talk today about like signs, your friends are jealous of you. And I was reading this article. I don't know, it came across my phone. I have to do more research on this article. It's called The Vessel. And they have like I guess different articles just about like people and like 10 signs to tell if someone's like this or that. So I was reading a couple of them, and there's a few that were really interesting, but I wanted to kind of go over because in my experience, I want to sign up for this too. I have my computer down here, so I'm going to sign up for this, and I'm definitely going to link it below, but I just wanted to talk about it because it made me think, in my opinion, excuse me, it's never like what it seems, right? Like, it's never, people don't say things directly to you. Like I feel like back in the day, or maybe like I feel like people are a lot more craftier these days, or maybe especially if you're a chosen one. I feel like with me, people know not to say certain things to me, so they'll actually say the opposite. And it kind of mentions this a little bit in the article, but I wanted to kind of give my spin on how I feel someone will respond to, but based off of kind of what they're saying, because I agree with the article in some ways. So I just kind of wanted to go over the article, see what you guys think, give my opinion on it, and kind of just pull out some things that I feel might be a little bit different than the advice they're giving, or like they like have different phrases. This article is called, let me read the article. If women mention these 9 subtle phrases in conversation, she's trying to hide her jealousy. So that's what the article is based around, right? And it's just funny because some of these things I'm like, they don't say that. They're never going to say like we already know when somebody like constantly talking about you, when they just sound like a hater, when they already saying like, oh, all your ideas are dumb, or you don't look cute, or why you wear that. Like those are, I feel like, very obvious statements that people would say that we know like she's just a hater. Like you really, you know what I mean? Like it's not. And I don't know if that's my ADHD. I don't know if it's because I'm neurodivergent. Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys feel like it's never how they portray it in the movies or in articles? Like, it's never that direct. A lot of, like, these, like, Decepticons out here, people that's just not for you, these unwoke people in the world. Because I consider myself, like, extremely aware. I guess there's different levels to awareness, but whatever. People don't say that to you directly, or is it just me? Like, I have not grown up with people saying direct things to me. Like, that's not my story. Even with being a big girl, like, I feel like I picked up on a lot of subtle hints, a lot of just like conditioning. That's why I really love psychology so much, because I don't know, for some reason, conditioning and conformity just clicks. It's like a big interest and pet peeve of mine. Just like people that conform, like just feel the need to conform and feel the need to like shame you because you don't conform. I'm getting off the topic, but and conditioning. Like once I've learned about that, and like Ivan Pavlov's dogs, and like classical conditioning and all of that, like that stuff just amazes me because I always felt that way, and I never had a name for it. I never knew, but I always can just see through like, you're saying that because people want you to say that, or you're doing that because you've seen your parents or people do that. You know what I mean? So with that being said, relating it to this, I never got direct hits. I always got the subtle, social cues, like people saying something that somebody else said, just kind of like the shame and the guilt around stuff, where you could pick up like, So relating that to like friends and stuff like that, it took me a while to kind of really see friends. I could like see people for who they was, but let's look at this article and what they're saying, and then I could probably better explain. So it says, jealousy is a complex emotion that often hides behind subtle words and actions. Speaking from personal experience, women often communicate their feelings in indirect ways, especially when it comes to the green-eyed monster. In this article, I'm going to reveal 9 subtle phrases that women mention in a conversation. I have to refresh my memory too because I read it a few days ago. Could this mean she's trying to hide? This could mean she's trying to hide her jealousy. So sit tight as we dive in. Okay. So the first phrase is, don't you think she's a bit? So I'm not going to read everything because I don't want to bore you guys, but let me read the first sentence so we can kind of make sure we understand what what they say. Jealousy often wraps itself in a cloak of critique of speculation when a woman starts to question the character, looks, or actions of another person, especially in context if you're in a relationship. Sorry, in the context of your relationship, it's worth paying attention to. So what they're trying to say right here is like when people, you ever have somebody, and I have so many people that will talk about other people, like, oh, why is she wearing that? Or I don't know about her. Ain't she, the phrase they use, don't you think she's a bit? Now, I also want to say, I don't know if this is very European. I don't know. I grew up in Hoodburbia. I think that's the perfect way to say how I grew up. Hoodburbia. I grew up like half my life in the suburbs, half my life in the hood, right? So I kind of feel like I am very mixed in culture. However, like, we was fighting, we was saying things, like, we wasn't mean girl and stuff in my high school. I don't know, but kind of, sort of, you know what I mean? So, don't you think she's a bit... Do you got friends that would say that phrase? Now I'm gonna give you my spin on that because I get what they're saying here, but that's not. I feel like that's not how we talk. That's not how like me and my friends talked. So I feel like they would probably say like, they do say it like that though. Like, okay, I had a coworker, and she was saying this when I told her like, oh, me and my another coworker is about to go hang out. Me and her went somewhere. I think we went to dinner or something. She was like, oh, she kind of like, I can't believe what she said. I can't remember what she said about her, but she said she's kind of like, a little weird or something like that. She was saying, and I was like, And to be fair, the other coworker is kind of, you know what I mean? So especially like if you agree with what the person's saying, or especially when you like, they might be kind of right, you almost don't see it. But that was one. And I'm specifically talking about one person because, like, I think the person checks off all 9 of these phrases. And I knew that this was not a good friend. I don't want to say she's not a good friend because I'm a mature person now where she's not in my life as a friend. I think she would like to be. I think 10 years ago, Brittany would have had her in my life as a friend and would have been going through these issues. But I think because I'm at where I'm at, people can feel that. Do you understand? Like, I don't want to say like, I'm not really into like chosen one. I'm learning about it, but I guess I just don't want to be like so far-fetched to say like chosen ones. Because I want to reach my people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I want to reach I don't want to say like the devil and angels and chosen people and Decepticons, but that's kind of where we at. Okay, so whatever phrases, words you use, that's what I'm saying. But people that is about other people that is aware enough, they know they ish, and they're not trying to give it to somebody else. They trying to do better with themselves and uplift other people and help other people along the way. People that have that outlook, and people that have the outlook like, I don't want to get myself together. I'm at where I'm at. Everybody else is the problem. That like those type of people, like, and just completely oblivious to what they do in society and what role they play. Like, they just think everything that's happening to them is everybody else. It's not really them. I was actually there once. So what should we call them? I don't want to like act like other people. So I don't know if I should be speaking in like chosen one because I don't really know enough about that. I guess that's my fear. Like, I don't really know what the history behind all of those meanings and stuff. So I don't want to be saying something and then it's something I totally don't even go with. You know what I mean? But from what I hear people say and talk about, like, chosen ones is usually the people that just pretty much believe in everything I just said. God's chosen ones. I'm getting off topic. Per usual. I do. But anyway, the good ones and the bad ones. That's what we just going to say. And obviously that's subjective, objective, and everything else, but y'all get it. So the girl, I felt her spirit, right? I felt it when I first met her at work. And I feel bad saying this because I feel like sis is unstable, but she probably feels like we're friends. So I don't want to like come at her, but I created boundaries, and I can't be a friend with her because I know that she got some issue with her. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, don't you? So I had friends that do that all the time. Well, especially when I was younger, I didn't realize it. Like my friends would like talk about other friends. I didn't realize it. I just realized this a few years ago that my best friends were beefing because they were they wanted to be my best friend. Like 15 years later, I just had a conversation. She was like, "Yeah, she finally admitted to me. You know, she never liked me because she felt like she was jealous of me because I was your best friend, and she wanted to." And I'm like, "What? That's weird. I never had that. I never had that." But females say stuff like that. So the article says it's about those tiny jabs, the ones that seem innocent on the surface but carry a hint of something deeper beneath. It might look like concern or even casual gossip, but it is a recurring theme. It could be covert expression of jealousy. Bear in mind that this doesn't necessarily mean she's just being catty. Jealousy is a natural emotion. The other one is I'm fine. That's the second phrase. I don't like this one either. It says perhaps one of the most confusing phrases in the English language. It's a phrase that I've just used myself more times than I care to admit. Often when I'm anything but fine. Oh, okay. Okay. And the girl in the article, she's saying like her boyfriend always was coming home talking about this one female coworker in conversation, and she said that she would just like smile and say, "Oh, okay." But what I'm saying, I guess I'm like, did he ask you if you was upset about it? And you said you was fine. Like, how could like I don't get in what context you could say I'm fine and not be fine, unless I'm like, is she like telling herself that like I'm fine, I don't care, in that way? But I guess in this scenario, it would be the boyfriend would be able to tell that the girlfriend was jealous of her mentioning that. But she said like some jealousy is like natural, and I think that the reason why I wanted to make this video too, because I wanted to mention it, like everyone gets jealous, and it is a natural emotion. I think it's the way you handle that and the way that you release that jealousy is the issue. You know what I mean? It's like prejudice and discrimination. It's like the action is the problem. The feeling is not the problem. You can feel that way. And they kind of mention that in this article. She mentions that like you can kind of comfort your friend and let them know. Maybe not in this one. We'll get to that one. But she kind of gives some advice, which I like. Like, she's not just like, yeah, that girl's jealous of you. Like, leave her alone. Like, kind of, sort of. But at the same time, she's also saying, like, that's a normal emotion. And we can kind of talk about that with each other. The third one is interesting how close you two are. It's interesting how close you two are. Again, you ever have a friend and they'd be like, oh, y'all so close, or oh, I didn't know y'all was that close, or like asking about your other friends? We're going to get to that. Women tend to be more threatened by emotional rather than physical infidelity. Same thing. This is when she's mentioning about her boyfriend talking about the female coworker all the time. Okay, now I've heard this one. Number 4 is she seems nice. No. Yeah, it is. She seems nice. I thought it was going to say that must be nice. You know what I mean? Like, you ever heard somebody? I've heard people say that, like, oh, that must be nice. And it's kind of like, But I feel like somebody that would say something like that, I will always correct it. Like, I don't know. It has a lot to do with my impulsivity, I think, and my ADHD. I'm direct, but I'm not, like, I don't think I'm rude. I think people might say rude if they're not aware, they don't want to be, challenged on what they're saying that's inappropriate, but I'm going to say it right then and there. And probably because I'm impulsive. Like, I think somebody else would probably take social cues and be like, oh, it's not the time. Or if you said something simple or stupid, I'm going to be like, what are you talking about? Like, that don't sound right. Like, why would you say that? Like, we going right here. We going to have it right while you said it. That's me. So maybe that's why I don't get, again, I feel like that maybe that's why I don't get phrases like that, because they probably like, oh, I can't with her. Not that they still don't hate, because it's like what's done in the dark is going to come to light. So if you really feel some sort of type of way about me and you really don't have my genuine interest in heart, then it's going to come out. Oh, there go my mail. So it's going to come out. but it doesn't come out in this phrase like this. She seems nice. I have had friends say that to me. And again, I feel like it's like the opposite. Like, instead of being like, I don't like that girl. Especially if you talk so highly. Like, say if you met a new friend, and I've done this before, get so excited. I remember when I first started college, when I first went like back to college, I met like these friends, and like that story's hilarious. I met these friends and I was like so excited. To me, like, they was like a different type of friends. And I think I was always telling my sister or my best friend about the girl, like, oh, she do this, she do that, they be talking to guys with money. They be like, it was a different type of friend. And I really liked it. I felt like, well, first of all, this whole friend was a whole hot mess and she was lying. But in my eyes at the time when I met her, it was like, oh, you one of them girls on TV. Like, it was fun for me to be around. Like, me and my friends, we wasn't off after the ballers. We was not. I wish I was, but I was not. We was talking to bummy and crummy, dusty, dirty on the street. Like, they, like, not bum, but y'all know what I mean. Like, we count our change on the, what she say? I can't think of it, but we just had fun. We wasn't talking to like high end. She used to tell me about how she used to go to like, what's the NBA parties called? Like, I always want to do stuff like that. Like, I seen it on remember Video Girl is that the name of it? Video Girl with Megan Good when she was a video vixen. Like, even though that story was like tragic, like, I don't know why I loved that movie so much. Like, and I was like, oh, that was fun. Like, everything she did was fun. Even when she was getting high, it was fun to me. Yeah, that's a problem. But I was like, oh, that just looks like fun. Like, she was just somewhere completely different than, what she was around. But like, and it was a good story. But anyway, it was just like a different type of girl I haven't been around. And I like that about her. But that girl had her own issues, and half the stuff that she used to say, she used to lie about. And that ended up being like a problem of ours, because she used to really try to be like, why you talk to him? You need to talk to somebody with some money. You need to talk. Like, she used to try to, and then the guy that she got with, the guy, like, after, like, and she used to always like really portray, and I believed it, and because I never thought people would lie, but she used to always act like she would talk to ballers, like she was traveling. Like, she was saying, like, she used to go to the NBA parties and talk to the boys that was about to get their D1. Like, like, she was having fun, like, out there, like, you going on trips. And she used to, like, just tell me stories about, like, the guys that she would meet would, like, pay for all her friends and take them away. And yada, 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 just, like, all this stuff. And I was like, really? What? Really? Like, and I met her at the time where we were like planning the trip. It was really weird. Like, that story, it's a good story, but short and sweet. We were like, and we weren't even we weren't all even close. It was a hot mess. I met this girl. She was real cool in college, and she was getting ready to get married. And then her too, like, she was we all black. She was getting married to a white man. Actually, I think he was mixed, but for all intents and purposes, he was a white man. He was an older white man, and supposedly he had money. And she is a college student, black girl receptionist. She was doing like work study at the school. And they was younger than me. She was young. The one girl was younger than me. But anyway, me and her became real cool friends or whatever. But we didn't even hang out all like that. But then she was like, she was getting married, and she was telling me her friend was going to be the bridesmaid or whatever, and they were going to do a destination wedding. So I'm like, destination wedding? None of my friends wanted to travel. None of my friends wanted to go. Every time I traveled was by myself or with a boyfriend. Do you understand? Like, I never traveled with my friends. They never went to go on girls trips, nothing like that. So when I'm meeting these girls, it was just like, oh, like, and so that's how I ended up meeting her, because she was supposed to be the friend's bridesmaid. Girl, that never happened. It was a whole hot mess. But that's how I ended up meeting her. But anyway, she used to portray like, she had it going on like that. And then when she was talking to some guy, it was some guy that not even buy her a slice of pizza, and then ended up effing her on her mom's couch. That was the moral and the basis of their relationship. And it was just like, not only was this guy not balling, like, he didn't even have a car, he didn't even have a home. And I believe she got pregnant by him. Girl, I was so hot with her. Like, I just think I was like hot. Like, oh, you just like a lie. Like, you a bald-faced liar. Or like, you used to live that life and you want to, but that's not who she... When I tried to introduce her to my But anyway, when I was telling my sister and stuff about her, it just like she was just like I could tell like she just was kind of jealous. But the funny thing is, when I started introducing them two together, they both didn't they both wasn't, you know. And I was like, oh girl, I kind of brush it off as like females, you never know where other females is coming from. You feel like no, they was jealous of like the friendship, like somebody else being your friend, or I don't know what it is, but I've never had that. It's like, because again, my mom raised me, what's the saying? Some is silver and some is gold. Keep your new and keep the old, whatever that saying is about friends. That's how my mom raised me. But yeah, I had friends that would be jealous when you got a new friend or one another. And then I feel like another thing to watch out for is friends that don't have no friends. Now, you could like, because right now I probably am the friend that don't have no friend, because I don't have no friends right now. A few years ago, I cut off my family. I cut off a big, like my extended family, like my cousins and stuff like that. And a lot of my friends, and other ones I created boundaries with. So we're associates. You can call me if you need to talk every now and then. But as far as like us hanging out, like I'm just at a different place in my life. And I want to have room for good friends that want to travel, friends that trying to start their business, friends that are trying to evolve like me. And I'm sorry, my other friends, they just wasn't into none of that. So I had to either cut them off or create some serious boundaries with them. So with that being said, I don't have no friends right now. But this particular friend, when she would talk about her friend, she would talk like the friend was her best friend. But I'm like, well, why you don't talk to her now? She'd be like, oh, you know, something. Like she wouldn't really go into the like story, but then she would talk about somebody else, and I'm like, oh, you're talking about your best friend? She'd be like, no, somebody else. So I could tell that she would cut a friend off for the next friend. It seemed like she did it. You understand what I'm saying? And then we knew each other for years. Now it's getting longer and longer into our relationship. We started being like this, and she wasn't cool with the friend. And then me and her stopped talking for something. I can't really remember what. It might not have been. Okay, I do not remember what, but that's a whole nother story time, and I gotta get ready to go. But we had stopped talking for that whole situation that happened with the bridesmaid the wedding situation. And around that, when we started talking again, she was talking to the friend. I was like, oh, like, why didn't you make up with her the whole time? And I'm not peeping this, but then years go on, and I realized that like every time she wasn't with me, she was with the other friend. Every time we would stop talking. And with another friend, I was just like, oh, you do, like, can you not have more than one friend at once? And I realized that too, like our other friends will fall back. Like I have a friend that does this now. Even when I got a boyfriend, she'll fall back or she'll create some issue she has with them. And 9 times out of 10, I probably, listen how crazy this is. 9 times out of 10, I probably was talking to some bum anyway that had some issues that she can lean on and be like, oh, that's why we're not talking right now. But I felt like this friend would actually back away when I had other friends or had a boyfriend at the time, so that she could say, oh, you act weird when you have friends or a boyfriend. Am I the only one that feels that way? Like I know for a fact this girl used to do this. To this day, this is someone that's very, very close to me, but again, boundaries. Like we don't, like, I knew her close, meaning like I would do anything for her. Like I always be here for her, but we're not friends. She's now like family. That's my sister, but I love you, but over there, because you got some shit with you. Ain't that crazy? Like really, yeah. It's so funny because to this day, now I guess I didn't do this at this time. It wasn't the time to actually have this conversation with her in the moment, because we had just started reclaiming a relationship, and this was the first time we actually talked about it, because I believe I talked in another video about like I don't like how when people like you get in an argument with your family and your friends, and then you just stop talking and you start talking again. I left my water in the other room. It's like, no, we're going to talk about what happened. We're going to resolve it. We're going to move further. And this particular person, I chose to keep them in my life because I set a new boundary with them. I told them how I felt about everything, not feelings and, oh, I feel like you did this to me. No, like, this is the facts. This is how I've been feeling. Like, this is just how you are, and this is where our line is now. This is where it's at. So I'm not like before. I feel like when I was younger, my cousin had moved away. She ditched everybody and left, right? And some people, like some of my family just don't get it. Like I actually get it because I think that she's at a place where she realized that like some family and friends is not there for her, but she's also not at the place where she can create boundaries. She just like have to go. And I had that time in my life where I moved out of town because I didn't know how to tell my like if they came over, I didn't know how to tell them like, hey, go home. You can't like they came over, they probably was staying for a week or two. It was going to be the party house. Like I didn't know how to create boundaries. I knew that they needed to be there, but my thought, but my I was like, it's stages to this. So I was like, I needed to be far away. Like no, just can't. I knew they wasn't going to hop on a train and come down, and they didn't. So, because I used to, all my like apartments, my first like 2, 3, 4 apartments was all party houses. Got kicked out every last one. So around the time where I tried to get my ish together, I'm like starting to be in my, like 24, 25. I moved out of town and I was like, no. But I didn't. I should have created the boundary. Now I actually moved back to the town I'm from, and it's years past, and I can create them boundaries. I told them now, like, don't knock on my door without calling me and telling me you coming. You can knock on it. If you did not make an appointment to come and see me, I will not answer my door if you knocked on it. Because I'm like, I remember I had a friend at the day. I used to love that she did. I used to be like, dang, you just gonna leave? I'm like, who knocked on your door? She's like, I don't know. Anybody told me they was coming. She would not answer that door. And I used to like, and she did not live like close to her family. And I'm like, they drove here. She like, don't just pop up on me. And I was like, I like that. Like, so don't knock on my door. Unless I knew somebody was coming, I'm not going to answer my door. Don't just pop up on me. We don't do that. Me and my, like, direct family, we don't do that to each other anyway. But I can see, like, one of my cousins, if they was around here, if they could, they would. But they know now, like, don't knock on my door and just pop over here. And one cousin, you all got the one cousin that they come over, they staying for a few hours. You got to figure out how they going to get home. And it, like, no. I wish I would get stuck. You'll be out on them steps messing with me. But I feel like they do that to the people they know going to let them in. And they can manipulate them into staying and doing whatever they want. Not me. You got to go. So anyway. Oh, I wanted to tell you. So one of the girls, she was telling, we when we talked and we made up, she was trying to say to me that, oh yeah, we stopped talking because of that boy. And I'm like, no, we didn't. We had problems way before this boy. She always said that boy whenever you're talking to somebody. Whatever. I don't know if she had to be smart or she just, do you call your man that boy? I don't know. But she always said that boy. I don't know. But, like, I didn't realize this. And this is somebody that I consider a sister to this day. But, and I was like, I'm going to have to burst her bubble and be like, why you keep saying that? I'm going to have to, like, really play. Like, sometimes you got people be doing dumb stuff. Like, they be trying to manipulate you until you tell them and then they don't do that no more. They, like, I know it. I know as soon as she's going to be like, oh, well, I'm just, no. Like, we had no issues. You and him never had conversations. Me and him, like, there was nothing over. Like, I'm not just saying it. Like, you understand? Like, there was no, well, we had nothing to do with that person, with him. So I don't know why she said that, but I feel like she just wanted to keep, and she repeated it. She said it more than once. I don't know why she kept, I don't know why she keeps trying to create that narrative. I don't know, but I feel like it's always something. I feel like, and that's okay. Like I think what they said this saying on Half and Half, and she was like, are you upset with me because I went with the guy or something? She was like, no, we all know that we're the first person in each other's lives until we all get a significant other. And then we're not. We all had to understand it. She was like, okay, right? And I was like, yes, maybe do you just have to say that to your friends? Like, I kind of agree and disagree. I kind of feel like you should still see your friend. You should have boundaries, but I think other females don't. And if that's where you're at, that's okay too. I know I'll see you when I see you, but like, don't be bougie. I feel like they don't know how to like not play you and not like, and then they lie and they make it a problem. You know what I mean? Like, not, you can't just completely shut it off. But yeah, I know that I'm going to be seeing you less. I know that we're going to be going out less or not like doing, like we used to go see dudes together. I know that that's done now because you found your boo. But I don't know. I feel like she always tried to make this one particular friend always trying to make a problem when I got a relationship, but I never did that to her. I would go out with her and her boyfriend if she wanted me to. Like, I would, it's no problem. But yeah, you got friends that are jealous like that. And that's when you could tell when they do stuff like that, when they try to create their own narrative around something. That too. And when they want to do something extra for your friend, like, oh, where's she? Or they try to, and I think this is number 5. So let me see. How was your day? So I'm just going to go kind of wrap this up a little bit. So number 5 is how was your day? And I remember reading this part, and where she's going with it that is like, not only are they asking like how was your day at work, they start, okay, again, she's relating it to the coworker, to the coworker the husband keeps talking about. So she was like, I started to ask like how was his day, but not really asking about like, oh, working and like things like that, more about the people in the day. So someone's like, oh, how was your day? But you like, say if you had a friend, right, and you were like, hey, I'm about to go out or whatever for the day. Me and my girlfriend, we going to down to the terminal, whatever. We're gonna go eat, have lunch, and go to the mall, to the movies or something like that, right? And then you talk to them at night, and they be like, how was your day? And then you're telling her about the day, but they're like, oh, where'd y'all go to eat? Oh, where'd y'all eat? Oh, what y'all do? Oh, what she wear? And they more interested about the person you was with. That's how you know you jealous of the person. Or when they want to invite themselves with the person. So I had, again, coworker, right? Now, this coworker did not work with, oh, yo, I got to this coworker did not work with, in my department, right? We were coworkers, but we worked in 2 different departments. And actually, our 2 departments, it don't matter. We didn't work in the same department. So she left. She got fired or quit. I don't know. Years before I did. And when I left, me and all my coworkers and our team left together. It was a whole big issue at that job, right? We all left together. And we all made it a pact to start to meet up once a month for dinner. So after we all left, like that next week, we all went out for drinks. And we had such a good time. And then we were like, y'all, let's try to do this once a month. So we actually don't do it once a month anymore. We kind of do it like once every 2 to 3 months, just because of everybody's schedule. But we get together every now and then to do girls' night. And it's good just to kind of catch up and stuff like that. And we want to group chats. Other than that, we don't really hang out too much or talk. But it's just to kind of keep up and see where everybody's at in the new job, you know, where everybody at now. Like, you know, catch up. So I tell her, I just mention it sometimes. Like, she'll be like, where you going or something? Or what you doing? I said, oh, you know, I'm having a girls' night. So I realized that I said that I was having a girls' night. I just didn't want to confuse y'all. I was not having a girls' night. We meet up for girls' night every couple of months. Me and my coworkers, like everyone decided I wasn't having it. So, because I feel like that kind of makes a difference. Like if I was having a girls' night and then I didn't invite her, it's like, well, I'm your friend. Why would like that? Now that's being stink. Like that's being rude. But it was a girls' night that me and my coworkers had all decided to do, to meet up, just us. Like we don't invite our families. We don't invite our other friends. It's just a night for us to catch up. And I keep forgetting, I need to stop, because this is the second time, or maybe the third time, she tried to invite herself to the girls' night. And I'm like, and she like, oh, and I tell her all the time, like, it's just our department. It's just, I'm going to say department 1 and department 2. I'm like, it's just department 1, us girls. And it's only like 5 or 6 of us, right? And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, I should go. What time? I should probably meet up. Y'all going to dinner. She's like, it'll be nice to see everybody and catch up. And I'm just like, for one, she didn't know. The reason why she left is she was having issues with, she was beefing with department 1 and department 2. Okay. Now I'm in department 2, but I was her friend. Me and her was closest. We like, you know how you have a work best friend? She was like pretty much my work best friend. Right. And she didn't like, she was cordial with everybody, but she didn't really hang with, and she wasn't there that long. And then some of my new people, they didn't even meet her. Like the friend, she don't know them. And I don't know why she like, you worked there, but you weren't, if you did know them, you weren't that cool with them. And if you were, then you had problems with them. Why? What are you talking about? And then like, how do you just invite yourself? So every time I just like, I end up talking her out of her, but I just never say really no. But I'm just like, what? You're not going. What are you talking about? And I said, oh, I could put in the group chat that you want to go. If you want to go, like that, like, do you want me to ask if they? And she's like, oh, I know, JJ probably going to be there, which is a female, like, and I said, no, she was on department 2. No, it's just department 1. It's just our department. She wouldn't be there. I said, no, it's just us 6 girls. I said, she don't come because she not on this side. It was just us, you know. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm probably not going to go. But I don't know if she's saying it to kind of see, like, I should invite her. But I just think that's so rude. Like, for you to invite yourself somewhere. She's the same one that invites me to weird stuff. I don't know, but I feel like, don't invite me to your friend. Like, I don't know. Some people do that, and I just think it's the weirdest thing. I don't want to be invited to your people's birthday. Like if it's a big like cabaret or somebody having an event, it's a big party. You all know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm selling tickets to this party, whatever, but it's somebody's birthday. Yeah, that's one thing. But like these small house parties or gathering, like intimate, I feel like intimate family gatherings are like baby showers. Birthdays, like I said, they could be bigger, they could be small. But like baby shower, like wedding anniversaries or funerals. I have people trying to invite me to people's funeral. Like, no, I don't want to go to somebody's like funeral or pay your respects gathering. Or she's a coworker again, but we kept in contact and we went to the casinos a few times with each other. We tried to like meet up and like go out for dinner and stuff because we thought our daughters were the same age, but our daughters are 3 ages apart. And if you know 11 and 15, they're just totally in 2 different places. But she always be trying to, and I'm like, they're 2 different places. It's okay. But she can't she's just a little oblivious to me. Yeah, but she always was like, where was I going with it? Trying to invite herself. And I'm just like, you can't come. You can't come. She ended up I guess talking herself out of it, but I don't know what that is about. I don't know why she even thinks to want to go. I wouldn't want to go. Oh, she tried to invite me to her daughter's baby shower. Comment down below. Do y'all think that's a thing? It might be a part 2 to this because I don't think I read all of them. I'm going to see if I'm even going to post this because although I feel like it's a good conversation, I kind of feel like it's a way too long. Yeah. How was your day was number 5 and there's 3 more. I trust you. We should hang out with them more. I'm happy for you. Actually, that was all of them. We talked about them. And I'm happy for you. Like if something ever happens and they be trying to tell you I'm happy for you, it kind of masks their hidden jealousy. That's what they say. If she says this after you share good news about someone else, particularly a female friend or a colleague, it could be her trying to hide feelings of envy. So again, she's like, I think she's relating all of these to her being upset about her boyfriend being so close with his coworker, always talking about his coworker. I don't know. And then in other phrases, it kind of seems like she's relating into like a friend, like if you were upset with the like a female friend, but same thing. Like if you're trying to figure out if like your friend is jealous of you, those is my tips. That I'm happy for you, girl. Like no, or if I feel like if they give you props for something that's not that deep, like this friend. Long story short, y'all, because I got to go. She was trying to say she was like, yeah, if it wasn't for you mentioning that, and I'm like, girl, I didn't mention that, and please, I feel like it's to pump you up, but again, maybe I see through it. No, I had nothing to do with that. I didn't do anything. You sound crazy even saying that because I didn't do anything. She was just to me, it was you're really pissing me off because she kept saying she was so sick and the doctors didn't know why and yada yada yada, and I'm like, well, did you get blood? You ever hear people talk and they talking in a circle, and then when you ask logical questions, they keep talking more in a circle and not really answer your questions. None of it don't make no sense, but it seems like it's a subject that they worried about, but it don't make no sense. And you either feel like it makes me feel uncomfortable. So I feel like either you're lying to me or you slow, or you lying to me and you slow. I don't know, but it's just a recipe for disaster every time. And I always have people like that in my life. But she was like, and for weeks we would have conversations to keep updating on this undiagnosis that I don't know what it was. Every time I asked her about the symptoms, they change. Every time I asked her about what the doctors say, it changes. And I said, did you just try getting blood work? And she was like, well, what do you mean? They said no. And I said, she was saying they didn't offer her that. And I said, you've been back and forth to the doctors saying you need test after test. You got this and you got that. The first thing they do is take blood. That's it. When you come in here, I'm anemic, I'm not feeling well, whatever, they're going to go take some blood. They're going to take blood. How can, I'm like, what are you talking about? They didn't take blood. So I'm like, you need to ask them to, run your blood work and see, if you're anemic, see if, if it's a GI, whatever your symptoms are. Girl, every time, if it wasn't for you mentioning that, girl, I would have never known. I would have never found out what was wrong with me. What was wrong with you? Well, that thing, I was coughing. Well, what did they say it was? Well, it was that situation. What? Girl, craziness. So, and every time again, she just keep on mentioning like, yeah, if you ain't ever say nothing, I'm like, I didn't. What are you talking about? That like you're trying to pump me up for nothing. I didn't tell you nothing that a normal person wouldn't have told you, and I didn't tell you nothing. I believe the doctors had to already do it. So I don't know why you're. I don't know what that is. Like I do. She's unstable, and I think her memory and her thoughts and her perceptions are all mangled up, and it's just a big problem. But I gotta go, guys. Comment down below if you got crazy jealous friends of you, signs that you have seen. Have any of these phrases you heard before? Have any of the phrases or the things people do I've heard that I said you heard before? Comment down below. If you feel like people in your life are direct to say crazy, weird stuff, or is it very subtle, indirect, and you can kind of just pick up on how they feel by certain things? And put down below the signs and the things that people say and do that let them know that they have some ill will towards you or they feel jealous of you. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.